I welcome everybody today, and I thank everybody across the country for their feedback to our investigative report. Let me begin by saying that this is an extremely serious matter. Politicians have allowed the misuse of religion to fleece and cheat Muslims. This is the biggest financial fraud carried out on the Muslim community, and it has been carried out with active support of the Vadra Congress, its politicians, and various people associated with it. The facts are unquestionable, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi and Vivek Reddy. The facts are unquestionable and nobody should dare to question our facts. People are suffering, families, I have not even asked you a question, so please wait for your turn today. Wait for your turn today, Razak. It's a very serious matter, you wait for your turn. Thank you. Farhan Rashid is a blogger. He's fighting for the Muslims. Yeah, you don't know anything about it. Yeah, I'm exposing you, so be quiet, please. Please don't, I'll tell you one thing, Razak. Please don't interrupt me today. Saif Ahmed is a whistleblower. We are proud of him. He's joining us from Bengaluru. And of course, we have Abdul Razak of JDS, Atiq Rehman, Dr. Tasreem Rehmani of the SDPI. And we also have Muhammad Obaidullah Sharif, who is the General Secretary of the KPCC, and he's the Chief Editor of a paper called the Daily Pasban. Mr. Obaidullah Sharif. And we have, of course, our very own Shravan Sen, Senior News Editor, is heading our investigation team. Great job, Shravan. Mr. Sharif, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can.
You have a newspaper called the Daily Pasban.
Yes.
Did you take advertisements from the scamster? Did you take money through advertisements from the scamster who betrayed Muslims using their religion? Yes or no?
Not only me, many newspapers have taken that.
So you took money from the scamster, you're a Congress leader confirming. Look at that, Saif. He says with absolute braggadocio, I took money from him. And he says many others took money from him. First link proven. Top Congress leader took money from a scamster who was scamming Muslims. I think everybody should be quiet after this, especially Razak. Saif, is there any doubt left after this? I don't know how these people say we took money from him. Did none of them know that he was a scamster, Saif? Did they not know that he was cheating people? They all knew. But they were making money out of himself.
Yeah, it was a pure out and out Ponzi scheme from the very beginning. It was very clear for anybody with a little bit of financial knowledge would clearly make out that this was a Ponzi scheme, because there was no transparency. There was no balance sheet, income statement. Everything was cooked up and the returns were 40-50% per annum. It was a clear Ponzi scheme. But as the thing that differentiates this scam is the used religion. It wouldn't have been so large if they hadn't used the word halal. And that's the sad part about it, because the way this guy, Mansoor, cooked this whole thing up is a story in itself. And he was very meticulous. He used all parts of society, not just politicians. He used religious scholars. He used media. He used famous people in society. He basically used the who's who in Bangalore from the Muslim community, and very few did not fall into his trap.
How did he use them?
Well, first of all, he was very clever. He felicitated many people in functions. He gave them gifts. He was seen with them. And for the common man on the street who was looking for an investment opportunity that is halal, IMA was a great opportunity because it offered very high returns. And being seen with all these who's who people, it sort of gave them a tacit understanding that this was halal and kosher and legal.
Muhammad Obaidullah Sharif, you knew that he was a scamster. Everybody knew he was a scamster. Yes. Everybody knew he was cheating Muslims, and you took money from him. That's a bribe. You knew he was a scamster.
I have
and you
not
were
taken
taking
any
money
money from him.
Did you? How much did you get from him? Can you tell me how much money?
I knew
How
that
much
he was
money?
a scam.
You knew he was a scamster or
One
not?
minute, listen to me.
You knew he was a
Listen
scamster.
to me.
You knew he was a scamster.
He was a scamster.
So you were
I
taking
wrote
money
against
from him
him.
after knowing he was a scamster.
He
This is
brought an
incredible.
injunction.
No. So I don't understand. You knew he is a
See, you are
scamster.
asking only question.
I'm asking
listen
you,
to me
you
first.
knew he was scamming Muslims. You knew, Saif, what Saif is saying that he was using.
Yes.
You
Yes.
knew. You knew it. Look at that Sudhanshu Trivedi. He knew it. Vivek Reddy,
Yes,
he
I
knew
knew
it.
it. I
Conveyance of the political.
no, I knew it. I wrote against him. I gave a complaint against him.
So what was it? You wrote against him and you took money from him. I don't understand how it worked. Vivek Reddy, can you explain this? This man says, I knew he was a scamster. I know he was cheating Muslims. And I was taking money from him. And many people took money from him.
We never.
Tip on the iceberg.
1 minute. I'll expose the
This
Vadra Congress
exposes the
tonight.
Congress.
Wait. Yes, Vivek.
The sort of deep involvement which not only Mr. Sharif has, but which various other Congress leaders have in this IMA scam is something that is a big mystery. And unfortunately, even after thorough investigation after so many days, the Kumaraswamy government does not want to bring it out. That is because the whole government is based on this. They cannot expose their coalition partners. So where is the
Can
question
I
of
now have
justice to
my say,
the
Arnab,
victims?
please,
This
if
is
you
one.
let me to
The second
speak.
thing is Mr. Kumaraswamy say, Mr. Sidramaya says that this Manzoor is a very great guy.
The government is doing
he
enough
is,
to bring
some
out the
person, some big
perpetrator.
person. What is the
Sir,
sort
we
of
have taken
patronage they
swift
got?
action, seized all his assets.
Arnab, the sort of patronage that
Stop
they have got from the
criticizing
government.
the government.
They
First
have
of
been
all, you
sheltered,
don't know
protected,
what exactly
encouraged by the
happened.
government.
This company
and
was opened
by this government
during
and the
your
previous
government's
government.
time.
And now they are
It
engaged in a
flourished
massive
during your
cover-up.
government's time.
They are the ones
Come
who
on,
have sent him out of
politicians going to an
Karnataka,
opening.
out of India.
It's a social
Let me tell you,
obligation.
it is
Today
these
you want to blame
politicians
Congress
who have
for a
told him
scam?
get out of India
Blame
so that
Muslims?
we don't get exposed.
Why would you want
This
to bring
is the
religion?
problem here.
It's an
It
economic
is
Because
a
Muslims have been
Sharbat
cheated.
What was the central government
I
doing?
am not bringing in religion here. I am saying Shawan. Shawan will tell you, Razak, 1 minute. Shawan, kindly tell this
You are not
uninformed man
bringing
called
religion.
Razak.
You say Muslims
Kindly
are
tell
not
the
politics.
because
You say
Muslims have been cheated. I am saying because Muslims have been cheated. All the people
No,
cheated
they
are
are not
Muslims.
investors.
I am telling you.
Tell them
Saf,
not investors. They cannot
Saf,
be
can you
called-
tell him before Shawan comes in? Saf,
Congress cheats
can you tell him?
Muslims. Is
Shawan,
that
you can
right?
take over from here with Saf.
Yeah.
You tell me, I am telling you Muslims have been cheated, so I'm saying Muslims are cheated. Hurts you? You think Muslims won't vote for you?
So it
You
should
think
be a-
people don't
it
know?
should be a story. It should not
Of
be
course Muslims have been
Congress
cheated.
cheats Muslims.
Muslims have been cheated by you
It
guys.
cannot be Congress cheats Muslims.
This is not the first
No, it
time.
is not Congress. There is no Congress involvement.
Then Mansoor is a
I
great
can
person.
write to you on that.
Scams are going on.
Mr. Razak,
Yeah, go on.
There are 40,000
you had the
investors,
local,
Arnab.
you had the
20
Maulvi
to
saying that
30,000
Mansoor is a great
investors have
person. You
taken
need
the
to,
returns.
you
They
need to
have taken
believe in
2 to
him.
3 times. Around 10,000 investors need to get back money.
No, I want to
There
ask
is
you one
money
question.
with IMA.
Razak, a question.
There
Razak, a
are
question.
assets.
Razak, a
It
question
can be
before Shawan comes back.
liquidated
Razak, listen to me
and
now.
given back to
Razak,
the
stop your bad habit of doing a speech. Listen to the damn question. Reduce your volume. There's a question for you. Listen to me. I'm talking to you decently. Razak, listen to me. This man out here, Obaidullah Sharif, who is the General Secretary of the Congress Party, knew that Muslims were being cheated. And after knowing Muslims were cheated, I want you to ask him whether one day before this man fled, he took money from the cheat. Ask him. Ask him, Razak. One day before he fled, did the General Secretary of the Congress
Sharif
Party
साहब, क्या अभी
listen
भी
to?
आप General
नहीं,
Secretary हैं कांग्रेस
नहीं,
में?
आप पहले उनको ये बोलिए कि इन्होंने पैसे लिए थे एक दिन पहले कि नहीं. पूछिए इनको, शरीफ जी, आप एक दिन पहले आपने पैसा लिया था कि नहीं लिया था?
कांग्रेस
हमने पैसा
पार्टी
कुछ
के
नहीं लिया है।
जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं?
No. I have
Shawan,
not taken any
expose
money.
him. Shawan, expose him.
पहली
Shawan,
बात
expose these guys now.
Arnab asking if he is a
Mr.
general
Sharif,
secretary
the fact
even
is that
now?
you admit the fact that you got the money one day before
हमारी committee
Mansoor
dissolve हो
leaves.
चुकी है
Similarly,
अभी।
you have a sitting Congress minister also saying that I had absolutely no idea that IMA was under the scanner, yet they went in for a business transaction. So it's within the Congress party. They seem to have no idea, despite the RBI saying that there should be action against IMA since 2016. Multiple alerts have gone, but despite that, no action was taken. We have documentary evidence to prove that the government was in the know-how since August 2016, but not a single action was taken. Zamir Ahmed, who's now been called in by the enforcement director, has a business transaction. You've had ministers, media people actually receiving advertisements from Mansoor.
And that's why maybe I'm worried about this, but I also would like to ask many people in the Bengaluru media, why have you been quiet about it? Why have such large sections of the Bengaluru media been quiet about it? Farhan Rashid, did this man pay off the media as well and not just pay off the Congress party?
Say something. See, Urdu media, especially the Urdu media has supported the Ponzi companies. Urdu media has supported. Because the thing is, when I wanted to put an article,
Arnab, there was
the Urdu media, especially the Sala News, they said IMA has put up an ad and the agreements. We are not supposed to put the awareness of the Ponzi company. I have the evidence.
Okay, Saif, speak up on that. One more point I wish to make here.
Arnab, you should know that there was in November of 2018. The Assistant Commissioner of Bangalore North put out a notice against IMA that all the directors and their assets would be seized under the KPIT Act. Unfortunately, this ad was not printed in the Urdu vernacular, the paper that he mentioned, because they gave the excuse that the notice was submitted beyond their working hours. They refused to publish the ad. So this raises a lot of questions.
No, what
happened to the media, because a lot of the Muslim population read the Urdu media.
I also would like to come in out here. You need to understand this. Razak, don't shout. First of all, don't shout. A lot of people from Bengaluru are calling in right now to my newsroom saying Razak should be apologizing instead of raising his voice. So please don't think people from Bengaluru are not watching this. Okay? So please don't overdo it tonight. I also want to say here, by the way, Sudhanshu Trivedi, the Congress party was in power when Reserve Bank of India warnings against the Ponzi schemes against Muslims were brushed aside. I also want to say here that Congress leaders like Roshan Beg, when he was in the Congress, was sponsored by this fraudster who misused religion to hoodwink Muslims. 4 days back, the BJP said, the Prime Minister said that the Congress party wanted to put Muslims in the gutter. This is the proof of that. This is the proof of that.
Arnav, actually this is having two aspects. One is the technical aspect, that who has committed this crime and who has to be investigated and who has to be nabbed. But the other aspect is, there are two things. One is grabbing the money of the poor, and other thing in the disguise of religion. The more difficult problem is that the Muslims are always cheated and deceived by Muslim leadership itself. The so-called self-proclaimed champions of Muslims. This IMA scam is a glaring example of that. Second thing, I would like to, it's not just the same thing. Whether it is the issue of creating insecurity, whether it is the issue of making them educationally backward, whether it is the issue of confining them to a certain locality so that they should not interact with others, this all has been done by those who call themselves as Muslim leaders and those who call themselves champion of the secularism. So I think the political question is, who is exploiting the feelings of Muslims, which is depriving them the education, prosperity, and even going to the extent of cheating. मैं ये सिर्फ कहना चाहता हूं कि हर नेगेटिव चीज के साथ मुसलमानों के लिए क्यों जोड़ दिया जाता है, इस पे तो वही बड़ा, अरे रहमानी साहब, ठीक इस पे वही शेर आता है, ये कोई बीजेपी आरएसएस का तो हाथ नहीं है जो आप लोग कहते थे, वो जो बड़ा फेमस शेर है वो इस पे बिल्कुल सही बात उतरती है कि तू इधर उधर की ना बात कर, बता कि कारवां क्यों लूटा, मुझे रहजनों से गिला नहीं तेरी रहबरी का सवाल है. यहां पर तो जो बनते थे कि मैं आपका प्रोटेक्टर हूं, उन्होंने ही किया। और देखिए जो सबसे बड़े बनते थे कि हम आपके सबसे बड़े खैरख्वाह, वो चुप बैठे हुए हैं। This is the fundamental question.
You are supporting those
I
who
do not
cheated
want to
Muslims.
confine it to just
You are
cheating of
actually
one scam.
supporting them.
There is a
Tasneem.
larger issue.
You are supporting
Cheated,
them. I will
deceived with
call
the
you
Muslim
out
people.
today.
And the
You are
Muslim
supporting the
community.
Congress
By the
and the
leader
JDS which has cheated Muslims. You are supporting political parties who have cheated Muslims.
No.
Are you?
I am not supporting.
Are you?
I'm telling you.
You dare to? You dare to?
Rehman Khan Sahab, the first person with the Amanat Trust who looted the Muslim money in Bangalore. And then this is Humaira, the very recently Humaira of the Hira Gold, who made
I'll come back to you.
1,000 crore of rupees.
I'm asking you, Shawan,
the whole of the state.
Now tell the
And he is
people,
also languishing in the jail.
Shawan, one second. Now tell Razak one more thing. And if Razak does not change his position, it's in 5 minutes the people of Bengaluru will decide. Tell Razak, Shawan, whether it is true that immigration records show that Mansoor left India on 8th June. He was questioned a few days earlier. An FIR was filed on 9th June. And the raids by the SIT show that he left in a pre-planned manner with his whole property taken with him. So, I think you must ask Mr. Razak how the Congress Kumaraswamy government allowed this chief to take the money of the Muslim investors with him. Don't raise your voice. You conspired. This is a conspiracy. You conspired with him to let him take his money. Expose him tonight, Shawan. Be unsparing.
Not a single
Mr. Razak, 4th June he was called in for questioning. 8th June, in the evening he leaves for Dubai. 9th June you have the Karnataka police waking up and filing an FIR and then issuing a lookout notice after he leaves from India. A lookout
he has a
notice,
habit.
Mr. Razak.
He has a habit. Shawan, everyone off the screen. Everyone off the screen, I'll tell you one thing. Everyone off, including Razak. Viewers, people like Abdul Razak have a habit. And the habit is when they are badly cornered. Saif, you know what happens on my programs very often, Saif, is that when somebody is very badly cornered, they just try to scream their way through and then hope that by the end of their screaming I've forgotten the question. But Saif, I've not forgotten the question, and hence maybe you should ask him the same question so that Razak does not try and shout his way. My information is that the same SIT that failed to put out a lookout notice for Mansoor Khan before he fled the country, the same SIT that is under the purview of the Vadra Congress Kumaraswamy government is now doing the investigation. Is it true or not that he was allowed to take his money with him? He was allowed, and that's why till the last minute, Saif, he was paying media, certain media, he was paying people. No, Saif, please tell him the truth, and Razak, listen to him. Listen to him. He was allowed to take the money. You could have caught him.
Well, Arnab,
the killers of Gauri Lankesh.
I think all these things will tumble out of the closet now. Where the investigation is going on, and I hope it goes much deeper. Today, the Enforcement Directorate also got into the act. It's very good to hear. I think we're hearing that Mansoor is going to be brought back very shortly. These are all good signs, because the biggest thing right now is that the investors, especially the poor investors, need to get their money back as soon as possible. But this is what we want. But in the larger picture, Arnab, this whole Ponzi scheme that happened when the guise of halal, the word halal was used to fool investors. Now, how will this not happen again? What's to
Razak,
to make sure that this doesn't happen again? I think the government needs to help.
Not even you complain.
I think the government needs
Today
to
you are
create
talking.
halal options.
No, Saif,
for
he's saying,
Muslims
Saif, 1 minute. Saif, the representative of the ruling party is saying he's blaming you. He says you did not care to complain and hence we made the money. That's what he's saying. He's blaming the whistleblower. Watch this tonight.
A lot. Not only me, thousands of people complained. Thousands of ulama also complained. But unfortunately, this guy, he scammed the system.
He was partying with Kumaraswamy. He was partying with Kumaraswamy. I have innumerable pictures of him.
No partying, Arnab.
Of course he was.
Just attended
Of course he was.
Party on an invite.
Of course he was. Everyone knows it.
It was a social obligation on a politician.
Social
Arnab.
obligations.
Anybody calls, we go there. It doesn't mean that
Shawan,
they are involved in his business.
Shawan, don't spare him now.
We don't
Expose them
inquire
more.
about their business. When people call us for
If a company has a doubt on it,
Musharraf program being sponsored by IMA.
if a company has been investigated by
Roshan Begh's Musharraf program was basically sponsored by Mansoor Khan.
Sponsorship was
There have
bribed.
been multiple. Mr. Razak, the fact is that not just one program, multiple such programs were basically sponsored, and they are now all under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate. We have evidence to prove that there was funding coming in from Mansoor Khan, and political programs were being funded by him. There is enough evidence. We have pictures to basically also prove that it was the government essentially helping Mansoor to leave. When the Karnataka SIT entered 2 jewellery showrooms, they found no jewellery. Everything was taken.
Oh, you are lying, Shawan. I can take up a challenge on this.
You know nothing.
are
Don't
lying.
you dare
8
open your mouth
pictures.
about anyone lying. Don't you dare.
Put it out.
Don't you dare.
Government is nowhere
Don't you
involved.
dare use
That
that
they
word.
had taken
Don't you
away all
try
the
that luck.
jewelry.
Nowhere
You
involved.
people have scammed Muslims. You
They-
accuse my best reporters of lying. Be careful of the choice of words. See Vivek Reddy completely exposed. You know what? I ask you today.
I've put out
I am
evidence.
asking you today. Do you explain to me why the Congress party was a mascot for the scamster? Was he a mascot? Congress party was advertising. Siddaramaiah, your chief minister, was saying he's a great man. He's a large-hearted man. Of course he's large-hearted. How much money did he give you?
Yes.
How much money did he give you?
Yes, and the reason
Vivek.
Arnab,
yes, the reason was apparently there have been certain relationships between them. What are those relationships? And Mr. Manzoor,
And he,
Arnab,
no, no, and he
Mr.
took, no, no,
Manzoor
and he
had
took,
huge amounts of money
and he
running
took,
to several
and he
crores
said one more thing, and
in
he
his
said one more
accounts.
thing. Atiq, let me tell you one more thing. What he said. He said, I have taken,
Yes.
I have given black money to these politicians. He has said in a video, and in response to which, you know what Zamir said?
Yes.
हम आपके साथ हैं. 1 minute. Atiq, you know what they said? हम आपके साथ हैं. I can't believe. खुलकर बोला हम आपके साथ हैं on a video message. He said that, Atiq. I cannot imagine this. People of Bengaluru and to the entire Muslims community out there, stand up against these people, against the people who have scammed you. Ask the questions. Republic Media Network is with you.
And the government today is engaged in a
Atiq,
cover-up.
Atiq, will you be
Arnab,
quiet today and allow Razak to get away with this
in a
rubbish?
cover-up. It does not want to expose him.
There are visuals. There are visuals of Congress
Arnab,
leaders
why
inaugurating
is
the
the government
Ponzi
doing
schemes
this?
retail venture.
May I come in? Sir, allow me please.
Yes.
Arnab, the criminality of
They will
all the
ultimately
Congress
expose
people
themselves.
and this
That is
scamster
why they are
very
trying
much,
to engage in a big
clear and we
cover-up.
accept it. But Taif is making a very important point. Vivek, 1 second please, Vivek. Taif is making a very important point and Sudhanshu ji knows this. Muslim people, small investors look for interest-free banking. In the past, Sudhanshu ji, how many RBI governors
Sudhanshu.
have come with the scheme of interest-free banking? But Arnab, there was no inclination
Are
on
you
the
trying to divert the fact? Did the Congress organize the Mushara, which was sponsored by the scam company?
Who come out with the interest-free banking? What Muslim need is small investors need interest-free banking. Interest is
No,
haram
this is
in
not the
Islam,
issue of
Arnab.
interest-free banking or clear transaction. In my opinion, it is a totally different
This
issue.
is the core issue.
Why always
I
the leaders
have to
of the
invest
Congress party
in
or
an
other,
interest-free
they
banking.
see
How
a
do I go
scamster
about?
as a great
These
man
are people who
who
are
is a very
culpable-
generous person.
Culpable of
Kumar
committing
Swami
these mistakes, Sudhanshu
looks-
ji. So
Mr.
don't
Khan
push
as
it
a
under
very
the
generous
carpet,
person.
Okay,
sir.
how did Zamir?
Though he
I
is
am
a
asking you a
scamster,
simple
Digvijay
question.
Singh looks a hate
How
preacher.
Okay, I want to
many
Signal of
one
peace.
point.
have come
Sudhanshu
out of
Trivedi,
this?
I have a
And
question.
becomes
I have a question.
not
Shawan,
common.
Shawan,
I'm
Shawan.
unable to understand.
Shawan, I have another question. Okay, let's try this one. Shawan, ask this question to these two people. Shawan, can you and I be on the debate right now with Abdul Razak Khan and Mohammad Obaidullah Sharif? I want to ask you here. I want to ask you, Razak, since you're shouting a lot, tell me. You know, Robert Vadra, Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi, they have a habit. Whenever they rent out their farmhouse, they sell it to a scamster. Either Unitech or NSCL. Interestingly, when the Congress party's minister, minority welfare minister Zamir Khan, when he sells his property in all of Bengaluru, he only finds this scamster to sell his property. so that the scamster gives him 5 crore rupees. I don't know how many million people are there in Bengaluru, but he only will sell it to this scamster and take the money from him. Shawan, is there a coincidence? People of Bengaluru, you think it's a coincidence? Will you not speak up?
He does not need money
The
from
timing
the
is extremely
scamster.
suspicious.
He has openly declared in his affidavit. He has openly declared in his
Mr. Razak, one simple thing.
What
Look at the
Why did he
timing.
sell it to the scamster?
2018 he sells it. 2018 he sells it. 2016 the government is told that the IMA is basically getting unauthorized deposits. Take action. And he is basically a sitting minister. He is aware of what is actually happening. You have the top bureaucrats, RBI officials, everyone saying take action against IMA. And you have the same minister now going in and having a monetary transaction. And that is exactly why he's
Mr. Obedullah ji, Mr. Obedullah Sharif, Mr. Obedullah Sharif, Mr. Obedullah Sharif, first of all, Mr. Obedullah Sharif, listen to me. Obedullah Sharif, you took money. You took money from this man who misused your religion.
No.
And listen to me completely before you say no. I have all the facts on you. I have the research. I have investigated you, and I hope that you are also called by the Enforcement Directorate soon. I have no doubt that you will be interrogated. I hope for God people like you get exposed. People like you and politicians like you who do this side business should be put in jail. Listen to me. Did you take money on 28th May?
You have come here to expose only Congress people.
I am asking you, it is incidental you are a Congress person. Did you take advertisements from this man on 28th May, 29th May, 30th May, 31st May and 1st June? Non-stop he was putting so much money in you, all in your... Why was he putting...
4 months he has not given any advertisements.
So why was he paying you just before leaving? Non-stop.
From last 4 months he has not given any money to
people of Bengaluru, expose these people. Media of Bengaluru, please wake up.
Mr. Paswan,
Shravan, you have come with certain documents. It is an incomplete information.
Shawan knows everything and Shawan will expose you more.
40
now,
companies that
what is
closed.
incomplete?
Saf, please ask him. Saf, you can ask him, he's sitting next to you. Saf and Saf, you can tell him, look at him and tell him.
Incomplete
Both of you together. Nothing is incomplete. Saf has been fighting this alone for a long time.
What I'm trying to say
I
is...
am telling you.
Go on, Saf.
Yeah, IMA is not the only company, Arnab. There were about 40 companies that closed down. 40 halal Ponzi companies that closed down last year. IMA is only one of them, but the largest one. And we need to get to the bottom of this unholy nexus.
Of course we will. Of course we will. Our investigation continues. Media in Bengaluru, join us and expose these people. Let's go into detail. And I tell you this, the Congress party and Razak, you'll pay the price for it. I hope you do. I really hope you do. Thank you very much for joining me on this debate. And ladies and gentlemen,